Hi, I'm Casper from Gearbox Records. Today I'm going to be showing you a cut on our beautiful Scully lathe. We're going to be cutting Binker Golding Group's single called And I Like Your Feathers, and we're going to be doing this as a 7-inch. Based on previous calculations, I reckon we can fit 5.5 minutes of music onto this disc at the current volume and pitch. We're going to be playing off tape over here, by the way. This is going to be a full analog cut. That sound is the vacuum pump. So obviously when you're cutting away little offcuts called swarf, get sucked up the vacuum and into the little jar down there, which are relatively freshly emptied. Flip this on. I'm going to hit main, drop the head down. I'm going to hit the in button. It's going to start winding away. And then I'm going to shout roll and Daryl's going to hit the play button over there on the tape machine. So, right, let's start. And we're cutting. So this is a pitch wheel. So the pitch is how fast this carriage moves across the disc, and essentially how much space in between each rotation of the groove, each groove. So based on previous calculations, I'm going to want a pitch of 0.37. So I'm having to just do like micro adjustments to keep it on that point. So the louder it is, the more space it takes up on the disc, because the more wide the actual groove or the vibrations have to be drawn on. So yeah, the louder it is, the less technical space, the less time you can fit on the disc. So it's a fine balance between volume, time, space. Also the bass frequencies take up more space than higher frequencies do, so you have to play with the low frequencies sometimes to eke a little bit more space out there. So beautiful. So next things we do, we check everything through a microscope just to make sure it all looks okay. Get rid of some of the dust which may have accumulated on there. You can see some of the grooves there. Oh look, this is lovely. This is looking great. That's what a cut looks like. This looks lovely to me. So nothing's running into each other. There looks like a very consistent sort of depth to the groove. So the next thing we can do is play it. Have a little playback session on the old EMT turntable over there. So if this was like the master that I was sending off, it would look like this. I'd cut it on a big disc like this. We're not actually gonna press this, so I could play it, but if this was the master that I was sending off to the factory, I wouldn't play this at all, but I'll make this an exception because, yeah. It's nice to hear what you've done occasionally. It's a great track. I really like this track. So yeah, that's kind of the process of a cut. The process of a cut, basically, we're going from an analog source, we're going from the tape, we're passing through the tape, we're going through this nice EQ here. We're going through this routing bus. We've got some filters to cut off the lowest frequencies and the very highest frequencies that don't translate well to vinyl. We've got an elliptical filter which monos some of the bass frequencies below a certain point, because again, that doesn't quite translate to vinyl very well if there's massive stereo signals going on in the low frequencies. We are going through a de-esser just to catch the highest frequencies and basically protect the cutting head if anything comes through. And then we're going through a limiter, an old Telefunken limiter U73B, which are these two things down here. And they're catching the loudest sort of peaks. Again, mostly just to protect the cutting head if anything big comes through, which might blow it up. And then, yeah, through the control tower here, which is got the amplifiers, and that is then driving the cutting head on the lathe, and that is cutting onto disc. MDC lacquer we use. It's a Japanese brand of lacquer. It's very nice, very soft, and sounds sweet. So yeah.